In this video, we're going to do a review of the McTiVia Multimedia Remote Desktop Receiver. Now, as you can see in the lower left-hand corner, I have my Asus laptop, and behind it is my television set. And if you actually look really closely, in the lower right-hand corner of the TV set is the McTiVia box itself. Now, as you can notice, what's on my laptop is already mirrored on my television set, so everything's set up. If you're interested in this device, please check out my unboxing video on it and my video on how to set it up. But this video is going to focus on reviewing the device. So it's already set up, hooked up, and ready to go. Now, hooking up this device, I would say on a scale from beginner to advanced, would probably fall in the intermediate category. It's not as easy as plugging in a Roku player and using it, which I would consider on the beginner side of things. And it's not as advanced as using the command line in Linux. It's somewhere in between the two. So what you see in the center there is the McTiVia piece of software. Now, as you see as I'm moving the mouse on my laptop, it's also moving on my television set. There is a little bit of a lag. Sometimes it doesn't lag at all, and sometimes there's a little bit of a lag. Right now there's some lag. As you see, I stopped using the cursor on my laptop and stopped, and it kept going. So it's maybe about a 2-second delay. Sometimes it's right on, and sometimes there's a delay there. But this piece of software here, this McTiVia software gadget, if you want to call it that, you have a couple of options on it. Now, if you notice, there's a big stop button right in the center of it. So if you want to stop the mirroring, you just click on that and it stops it. And you have a couple of options here. You have a setting for applications and a setting for videos. I have it set for videos right now because I actually want to show you something on here and show you how the frame rate compares on the computer as to the mirrored image on the television set over here. Now, just to give you a quick backstory here, I'm running this on my home wireless network. And if you've checked out some of my previous videos, I actually showed you a speed test between Verizon Wireless 4G LTE and my Comcast home internet. And in those videos, it basically proves to you that my home router is as fast as my wired connection. So I get the same speed test speeds on my computer, whether it's wired or on my home wireless network. So I'm running on a very fast, cutting-edge wireless router. I have wireless N in the house, and it's a dual-band router. But sometimes when this device is hooked up here, it shows slow Wi-Fi. I get a little, up in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, a little notification that says slow Wi-Fi, and then when that happens, sometimes it just slows down, or I actually lose the connection with the McTiVia box itself. So right now I'm just showing you this on my television here, and I'm actually going to show you a different setup in a couple of minutes. But first, I just want to tell you that I actually used this device to watch a Netflix movie on, and I watched something on CBS.com on it, and I checked out something on Hulu with it as well. And the frame rates were perfectly fine on my computer. It played beautifully. But the frame rate on the television set where it was being mirrored was a bit lower. Now, I really don't want to get into any copyright issues, so I'm not going to show you a Netflix movie or something on Hulu or anything like that. I'm just going to pick a video that I've done in the past that has some motion in it. And I'm going to try and show you the difference between what's on this screen here and then what's on the television screen, and you can see for yourself what it looks like. Okay, I'm just thumbing through some of my videos here, and I think the neoprene case logic case for my Asus EPC video would probably be a good one to show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this here, and you're going to see the video load up, and you're actually going to hear it. So I'm probably going to turn down the volume a little bit, but I just want you to see the performance on this and how it's beaming it from the computer to the television set. Okay, in this video we're actually going to do an unbagging of sorts. Alright, I turned it down a little bit. Let's fast forward to an area where there's probably a little bit more movement here. And let me make this large so you can actually see the difference here. Now you can see what I'm talking about. The movement is much more fluid on the computer itself, and the frame rate, there's a drop in frame rate on the television set. Definitely watchable, but it is noticeable. So let me pause this here. So as you can see, there's somewhat of a loss in frame rate when you're actually mirroring it on your television set. Now, one of the things to note, right now on my home wireless network, the only thing I have running on it is this computer and this McTiVia box. Nothing else. None of my other devices or computers are on in the house, and the performance gets worse if you're using another device on your home network. Yesterday, when I was testing this device out, I was uploading a video to YouTube at the same time, and the performance really took a hit with the McTiVia device here. Now, the one thing that you're not going to get on a Roku device or a Google TV or an Apple TV is that you can actually control computers through the McTiVia device. In fact, you can control up to 8 different computers with this device. How do you do that? Well, you can actually connect a wireless mouse and keyboard to the McTiVia itself by using the USB port on the back of the device. So, what I'm going to attempt for the first time here, I have not tried this out yet, but what I'm going to attempt for the first time is to connect this wireless keyboard and mouse to the McTiVia device using the USB dongle here. I'm going to plug it in the back of the device, and we're going to see if I can actually get it to work. I've got it plugged in, and let's see if I can move the mouse around. Yep, I'm moving the wireless mouse around right now on the McTiVia, but I'm not using my trackpad on my laptop. I'm using my wireless mouse here, my Logitech wireless mouse, and that is really cool. Now, as you can see, it looks pretty much one-to-one here. I don't know if you can tell. Actually, the best way to tell would be to start this video up again. So let's start the video up. So it's one-to-one. Me moving the mouse on the television and me moving the mouse on the laptop. So that's really cool. Now let's see if I can actually use the keyboard here, and let's see, what should we look up? We'll just look up Tech Harvest. Yep, it's working. So that is very cool, that you can actually control your computer with this device. So that really comes in handy if you have a computer in the other room, but you want to access it on your television set. And as you can see, basically you're using it as you would use a computer, as if that computer was in the room with you. So that's really an amazing feature, and I really like it. So far, my only issue really with the device is probably related to my Wi-Fi. Now, as I said before, I have a top-of-the-line wireless router in my house, but for some reason I'm just not getting the performance with this McTiVia device and my wireless router. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to go up into the room where I have my wireless router, and by the way, there's no chance in me moving my modem and wireless router because I have it on the second floor in my house, and I have a walk-up attic where I have some wireless devices up there. So for my house, in my situation, the second floor is the perfect location. But really, to give this device a fair shake, I'm probably going to have to move it closer to the wireless router. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in the same room with the wireless router. I'm going to use a different television set, and I'm going to try and do the same thing. So let's go upstairs. Okay, so we are upstairs now, and to the left you see my laptop, and to the right is a 19-inch flat panel Samsung 720p HD TV. Literally, my McTiVia is 2 feet from my router, from my wireless router. And prior to filming, I tried a Netflix video and a Hulu video. And again, I would have showed you this, but I don't want to get into problems with copyright. Now, there has been an improvement now that I've moved closer to the wireless router. I don't have the errors when it disconnects. I don't have any problems with that. But when I played the video on Netflix and on Hulu, the frame rate was still lower. And at points there was just a little bit of a lag. Not often, but there were a couple times when it would lag playing a video, and then it would catch up. So what I'm going to do, I have the wireless keyboard and mouse attached again, because the area I'm filming this in is a little bit cramped, so I'm going to have to use it. But I really like this feature on the device where I can control the laptop remotely like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video again, and we're going to see what the results are now that I'm much closer to the wireless router, and we'll see if the frame rate has increased. But like I said, I just tried it on Netflix and Hulu, and the frame rate was not quite as good as it was on the laptop. So let's press play here. And also, I'll put the cords in there too and see how that works. So here's the netbook here, and as you see, it's just a tight fit there. So let's slide it in here. Let's turn this down a little bit. Now it seems like the performance is better now that I'm closer to the router, but the frame rate, as I said, is just ever so slightly noticeable that it's a little bit less over on the right on the television set. But like I said, the performance has increased since I got closer to the router, so that's a good thing. Let's pause this, and I'll give you my conclusion here. I'm really impressed with the technology in this device. Just the mere fact that you can control up to 8 computers through this device remotely is amazing to me. That's really what sets this device apart from any streamer that you could get out there. A Roku device, an Apple TV, even a Google TV is not going to give you the options that this device will. Now obviously with a Google TV you can surf the internet with it, but the device is blocked from using Hulu, basic Hulu, not Hulu Plus, and it's blocked from using network television sites, watching network television programming on the internet. That's not a problem with this McTiVia device. You can control a computer remotely from another room with a wireless keyboard and mouse, and you can surf the internet on your television in the comfort of your living room on your couch. You can watch these blocked sites. You don't have to worry about it because you're basically using your television as a computer monitor. So basically you get all the benefits of hooking up a computer to your television set without having to do that. So those are really big pluses. And obviously on a Roku, on an Apple TV, on a Sony streamer, on a Western Digital streamer, even Netgear has a streamer. On all those devices you obviously cannot surf the internet, and you're pretty much locked into whatever channels they offer. All of them offer Netflix, and it's a good service on them, but you're not going to be able to get all these other features that you will on this device. Now the McTiVia runs anywhere from $189 to $199, and if you're interested in possibly picking one up, I would definitely recommend, if you're going to use it, put it close to your wireless router. It doesn't have to be 2 feet away like I showed you here, but definitely you get better performance the closer this device is to your wireless router. And like I explained here in this demonstration, there is a slight loss in frame rate when you are mirroring videos on your television set. But it's a trade-off. You're not going to get the content you get through this McTiVia device on any other streamer, so it's a very cost-effective way to get a PC into your living room. just by using an existing PC in your house. And that way you can actually have your PC by your desk and then remotely control that PC on your television set. So it's a very interesting device. I'm impressed with the technology, and I'm a real big fan of this remote controlling of your PC, up to 8 PCs in your house. So that pretty much does it for this video. What do you guys think of the McTiVia device here? Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.